Hello, Simplifiers. How are you doing? Diana from Diana Simplifies here. Hope everyone's doing well. I got a call from my ENT today, and today is Sunday. So I did not expect to hear from him today at all. I had a CT scan on Tuesday because it's even hurting over here now, but this side, this is my left side. This is the side now. I just want to tell you something. This is the side that this implant is on. Remember the implant problem? It's going to be interesting if this is what it's been the whole time. So he called me. So I had the CT scan on Tuesday. I wasn't getting well. And I have to say, I was irritated because the nurse practitioner sent me to have this done. And I had to pay, which I don't mind paying for medical stuff. So it's unusual for me to be like, I don't want to pay for this because I'm normally not like that. I will pay whatever. If this sinus thing will clear up, I will pay whatever, right? So I'm so sick of it. I'm just sick of it. I cannot breathe out of this whole side of my face. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I had to pay $300 out of pocket. The good news is I think that will rush me toward my deductible. I told Spencer my deductible is going to be met at this point because what he called to tell me was I have to have surgery. I've had surgery with him before. Surgery was a breeze with him. I'm not worried about surgery at all. So that's the first thing. So I don't want anybody to be concerned. He is a great surgeon. He was highly recommended. I actually don't like him that much as a person. He's really nice, but I've just had so many sinus problems, and I'm sure it's not his fault. I don't know who could fix it, but he is supposed to be like the best. So I actually have an appointment Friday to go to a different ENT that I just read some reviews. There's something here called the Shea Clinic. It had never occurred to me to go there because my sister picks a lot of my doctors, so she picked this doctor. And then my nose is itching. I was telling her that I'm just so fed up with this stupid situation that I wanted to go kind of get a second opinion. So I have an appointment Friday at a different ENT, but I've already talked to the doctor, the surgeon, the guy I normally go to. I've already talked to him today about this. So anyway, I have polyps it sounded like he said in two different places. I could be wrong about that, but it sounded like but it's on this side. I'm hurting over here, but I think he says this, I just think that's infection. I'm just infected, I think. Because I'm having drainage and like this side of my throat is hurting. So I just think it's all percolating up in there. So anyway, he said it wasn't going to be as extensive as the last surgery. He said it would only be 30 to 45 minutes. But I told Spencer, I said, was that surgery even an hour? I don't think the other surgery was even an hour. But anyway, he says it's less extensive. Very little downtime. He said by the next day, and my other surgery was not like this. He said by the next day I'll be able to use sinus rinse, and that was not something you could do the next day for the other surgery. So the sinus rinse, he has a compounded one that you can use, and so I've already got it. So you just use the sinus rinse bottle, and if you've never done it, there's a NeilMed sinus rinse bottle. That's the brand, and then they have the little sinus rinse packets, and then you add the compounded stuff to it and distilled water. You have to use distilled water. If you ever do a sinus rinse, be sure you use distilled water because there's bacteria in tap water, and it can cause you to be really sick. So you don't ever want to use tap water up your nose for any reason. Which is interesting because we drink tap water, right? We're drinking it, but don't use it up your nose. Okay, so anyway, fun fact, you can do your own by boiling your own water. You can use it that way, or you can buy distilled. So I usually just buy distilled, but if I run out, you can just boil it, let it cool off, and then put it in your sinus rinse bottle. So either way it works. But it's only $1.26 at Walmart, so I just buy it. So anyway, and he said he thought we'd be able to schedule it within the next couple weeks. I'm gonna call. I gotta yawn. What is happening? No, between the itchy nose and now I'm yawning in my own video. I'm fine. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm stressed. No, I was just thinking, I take so many supplements, y'all. And I'm gonna have to probably quit all of them. And I take 3 No, I take 2 bladder supplements twice a day just to stay out of the bathroom. That's just to stay out of the bathroom. And then there's one I take once a day. So that's 3 different bladder supplements. And the one that I take once a day helps me sleep almost all the way through the night. So I'm kind of like, I might stay on that one. I think surely I could be able to take that one. But when I had my implant surgery, the first surgery, I bled and bled and bled and bled. And they didn't tell me to get off all my supplements, and I did not get off all my supplements. I think they said don't take a couple of them, but if you look into your supplements, if you take, like I take tons of supplements, if you look them up, they all cause your blood to be thinner. So that's why they tell you to get off of them. So I definitely don't want to bleed a lot during the surgery. But I may take that one. I may look them up and see if they say they're blood thinners, because doctors don't know that much about supplements. So they're gonna tell you to get off something probably like vitamin D or something. And fish oil, stuff. I'm not even on fish oil, and half the time I don't remember to take the vitamin D. So that shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, after probably about an hour and a half after I talked to him, I started thinking about this gum problem. When all this was going on with my gum, Spencer said, do you think you have a sinus infection? And of course, I have them all the time, so it's really hard to say. But I was like, well, I've been on antibiotics, so I don't really think so. I mean, I didn't really feel like I had one. So I started thinking about that, and I was like, it's a little bit uncanny that this problem has been going on for months. There's no telling how long this has been going on with polyps. How long has that been going on? There's no telling. So here's what I'm hoping. I hope it clears this thing up with my gum. It's still not perfect. I always say it's about 95% okay, as far as the crown that's on there now, but he had to do a lot of work on it to get it to where it's not actually sitting and putting pressure on my gum. That's what he ended up doing to it. So it's not normal to have a crown that's not sitting on your gum. And your gum tissue is not going to be as healthy if the crown is not sitting properly on it. So I haven't been super concerned about it, but I have been I know he's doing the best thing he can do for me. I'm not worried about what he's doing. But just as far as the idea that this crown is not sitting the way it should sit for a normal person, and wonder what that's doing to my gum. Now, I just saw him Thursday, and because I had my 6-month appointment. And he asked me how it was going. I was like, well, have you heard from me? Because if you'd heard from me, you know it was really bad. I said, it's not making me sick. I said, it's about 95, what I wasn't saying the whole time, it's about 95%. I don't know what else to say. So anyway, I think he was satisfied with that. But then I texted him tonight and I said, do you think nasal polyps could possibly cause this much trouble? That I could have pain on a lower, now I looked it up. Polyps can cause problems on the upper. I'm not having any trouble on the upper. I mean, that you'd think, because your sinus is right here, your teeth are right here, like right here. You think it's going to be a problem, it'd be right here. But it did say, I think it even said the back could affect the back lower. Well, it's the very back, and it is the lower. So I said, I just talked to my ENT. I have to have surgery. I have polyps. And he's like, wouldn't be surprised. So I'm hoping this fixes it. I am so sick of this. I mean, you shouldn't notice a crown. I have never noticed the crown. I had 3 surgeries where I never had pain before I ever got the crown. I did not have pain during those surgeries. After those surgeries. I didn't take pain medicine. I used ice and I took Aleve. They gave me pain medicine. I never took any of it. That's how painless the whole thing was, okay? I ate regular food on the side. I asked him, I said, I really need to eat. Can I eat regular food and just chew over here? And he's like, sure. So I never had any problems. I ate, I chewed over here, I ate whatever I wanted. I didn't do that stupid soft diet they tell you to do. I didn't do any of that. So you know, it couldn't have hurt very bad because I wouldn't have been able to do any of that, right? So, I don't know. I don't know. But just the fact, I've never had any pain there. I've had, I don't know, how many crowns have I had now? 3 or 4 crowns? I guess this was my 3rd one maybe. Never had any pain. Now, I did have pain before he ever, okay, let's see. He took the crown off prior to this one. He took that crown off, put it back on, and then I started having some pain right after that. That was when the pain started. So it wasn't the new pain where it wasn't the new crown where the pain started. It was the old crown. But then the new crown was much, much worse. That pain was much worse. So, and I even said to him, I didn't tell him that today, but I said to him when all this happened, I was like, you know, the other crown was hurting after you took it off and put it back on. And why would that hurt? I mean, we've taken crowns off and put them back on. That's not the first time we've done that. That's not the first time at all. And sometimes it can cause some slight irritation, but nothing like what was going on. I mean, this was ridiculous. I don't know why my nose is itching. It's so rude to scratch your nose. I watch these people on doing the videos and they're just like rubbing their eyes. They'll take their glasses off and they'll just like be digging in their eyes. And I'm like, why are you doing that on a video? It's just, so anyway, I don't mean to be rude but all of a sudden I know where my nose is itching. This is the right side, not the left side. It's just itching. So now the thing I don't understand, I asked him if he would call me in some antibiotics, and at first he said he would do it tomorrow, and then he said, I tell you what, if you'll give me the phone number, I'll go ahead and do it right now. Well, that was like at 4:30, and I never heard from them, and I think they're open till 7. So, I mean, I should have gotten a text saying it was ready, so it's like, did it somehow not go through? Because he said I'm going to do it right now. Now, maybe he made phone calls first. That's possible. But he made it sound like I'm going to do it right now. So I don't know. The other thing is, I didn't ask him, but I have this bad feeling I'm going to have to take steroids, which is going to keep me up probably all night. I hate steroids. I just hate them. Although the last time, I think I was so tired I couldn't keep my eyes open. I think when I took the prednisone, when I take the steroid pack, I think I'm awake. When I took the prednisone, I think all I wanted to do was sleep. So that's going to be interesting if I have to do that for a couple weeks. I'd rather sleep than be awake, but I have to drive to Jackson. I guess I'll have to drink caffeine the whole way. I don't know. It's going to be crazy. But anyway, I'm not upset about having surgery. This guy's really, really good. He does tons of surgeries. My surgery with him went great. What has not gone great is the fact that I've still been sick. And I wish when I was talking to him on the phone, I had stressed to him how sick I actually am all the time. But it has definitely gotten worse. So they haven't done a CT scan on me in 2 years. So it's definitely gotten worse in 2 years. I mean, the last 2 years. So, or last year and a half. So it may be that this was going on for a long time and we didn't know. That makes me want to have CT scans more often, like every year. But your insurance has to authorize it. So that's, like I can have sinus x-rays. Every time I go in, I get sinus x-rays. But having a CT scan's different. It's different. Although, so the girl that I'm going to that's the nurse practitioner, she doesn't do the endoscopy thing. She hasn't been doing that. And the other girl does. There's 2 different nurse practitioners, and the other one does the endoscopy thing where they numb you and then they go up your nose and down your throat and they look around. I think that would have shown polyps. That would have also been about $300 or $400, but that would also have shown polyps. So the other nurse practitioner does that all the time, and for some reason the one I'm going to now never does it. And I was kind of happy because I got tired of paying for it, but now that I think about it, it's kind of like, well, if you'd been doing it, we would have already known I had polyps. We wouldn't even we would have already known, So, I don't know. Anyway, I guess there's pros and cons to all of it. All right, Mila. So anyway, I just want to update you on that and just say that I'm not the least bit worried about having the surgery. Um, it wasn't bad at all. I mean, he's saying it's not going to be anything like the last one. It was the last one wasn't bad at all, so I'm not worried about it. The worst thing that happened to me, I could not sleep because I had to sleep sitting up. And if he's saying I'm going to do sinus rinse the next day, I don't think I'm going to have to sleep sitting up. So that's, or maybe one night. But if I'm going to do sinus rinse, I don't. The bleeding is why you have to sleep sitting up, because they don't want you to bleed. Um, you know. So, but I never had any problems. I finally had to lay down. I just was like, I'm so exhausted. And then usually day 3 will be the worst for surgery. If you're gonna have a bad day, it'll be day 3. On day 3, I was having depression. But I think a lot of that, some of it was anesthesia, but I think a lot of it was because I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep because I had to prop up on pillows, and I just could not sleep like that, you know? You get used to sleeping a certain way, and then you're having to prop up, and I can't sleep sitting up in a chair or propped up in bed. It's just crazy. So I'm hoping I don't have to do that. I don't think I will. I don't think. If I do, I think it'll be one night. So anyway, I can put up with one night, surely. So anyway, that's about all from me. Did I already say it? I have brain fog. Did I already say I've made 2 videos I haven't posted, and one was decluttering? I did a bunch of Christmas decluttering. I don't know if I said that or not. I did a bunch of Christmas decluttering, and I just have not, I don't know what is wrong with me. Every day I leave the house, and then I remember I didn't upload the video yet. So it's not that I didn't mean to, I just didn't. And then I did another one I did not upload yet. And on that one, I was talking about how much pain I was still having, all this pain right here. It's not quite as bad today. For some reason, it's just weird. It feels like it's kind of broken up a little bit. But yeah, this has been horrible. It's just been horrible. And I've been blowing nasty stuff from this side. I told him that. I said, I'm getting some really nasty stuff on this side that I'm blowing out with the sinus rinse. With this side, nothing, but it still hurts. It hurts right here. So this is weird because this has been hurting. Maybe the polyps are down here, but this has been hurting. Like, it's hurting down here. This is not usually where my infections hurt. Like right there. Oh. So I don't know. It's painful. All right, thank you so much for being with me. Y'all be sure and let me know in the comments how you're doing. I'm sorry I yawned at the beginning. I don't know what is wrong with me between the itching and then all of a sudden out of nowhere. It's like I did a half a yawn. So rude. So rude. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.